Texas Department of Transportation here in the San Antonio District. Well, first I'd like to begin by thanking the San Antonio Police Department, one for their hospitality and two for supporting TxDOT's Fiesta Plan While You Can campaign. So safety is our #1 priority at TxDOT, along with our community partners, and we are committed to saving the lives of everyone on our Texas highways and roads. Fiesta this year will be held on March 31st through April 10th, and we expect locals and visitors to this great city to be attending many of the festivities that are lined up. Our goal is to educate the public on the dangers of drinking and driving in hopes that everyone will be responsible and to plan ahead and line up what we call a pass. Now, let me tell you what PASS stands for. PASS is a person appointed to stay sober. So this is before you attend Fiesta events. Remember, PASS is not the person who has had a little bit to drink, just a little bit of alcohol. PASS is the person who has not had one drop of alcohol. They are the person that you want to designate. You want to plan ahead, have your designated driver lined up for the night or ride share, because the life that you save could be your own. So in the last 10 years, there have been no Fiesta-related DWI fatalities at all during Fiesta. So with your help and the collaboration of our community partners, we can continue with this streak. Our goal is that all Fiesta attendees plan ahead for a safe ride home, and whether that could be by public transportation, ride share, simply calling a friend, be proactive, as there will be DWI law enforcement by SAPD, Bexar County DWI Task Force, and the Texas Department of Public Safety. They will be out during Fiesta. So at this time, I would like to go ahead and introduce our guest speakers. Our very first speaker is Mr. John Fristo, the president of the Fiesta of San Antonio Commission.
Good morning. I'd like to thank the civic leaders and law enforcement for having us here today. It's an honor to be here among you. 8 days away until Fiesta 2022. Viva Fiesta. Viva. Party with a purpose is the term that was used so much in the past. I haven't used that term a lot this year. Coming out of the pandemic, I felt like the focus was too much on the party, and people have forgotten the purpose. And the purpose, of course, is the 100 or so nonprofits in the city that we give back to, taking care of one another. And that's what has to be forefront in our minds this year. Fiesta San Antonio is the largest cultural festival in the United States, and we're expecting record-breaking numbers this year. And as Gina mentioned, over the past dozen years or so, we haven't had a drunken-related fatality during Fiesta. But from 2019, the last normal Fiesta, full-up Fiesta, and prior, we've averaged over 200 DWI arrests. That's the arrests. We all know there are more out there that just were not caught. So that needs to be the target. We need to maintain the 0 on fatalities, but we've got to get the DWI number down to 0 as well. I'm reminded of Sandra Jones. You all probably remember her the past couple of years. She hasn't gotten any visibility because we really haven't had a Fiesta. She lost her son, her only son, Preston, in 1990 from a drunk driver 32 years ago. And she still makes a medal every year honoring him. She puts the memorial on the back. She's still grieving after 32 years. It's a pain that won't go away. There are a variety of options for Fiesta goers. Rideshare, of course, is one. Friends. There are other programs that are going to be talked about today. But there are other things even outside of that. We have Sid Gutierrez here, one of our sponsors from Heineken USA and Dos Equis. They have a Heineken 0.0. So the person that's designated to stay sober can still drink, but it doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage. The bottom line is we can all enjoy Fiesta, and we want everyone to enjoy Fiesta, but we want them to do it responsibly with a plan. There's plenty of time to make a plan, and we can all enjoy it together and come out on the other side happy with a successful Fiesta. So thank you all for having me, and Viva Fiesta.
Viva. Viva.
Our next speaker is Mr. Richard Perez. He's the president of the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Gina. I'm really excited to be here today. Back in 1911, the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce started the Fiesta Association, which now is called, of course, the San Antonio Fiesta Commission. And we're excited. So we have a history, not only in the business community, but with setting up this fantastic organization that now brings together 2 million people during our most important cultural celebration. So it's about having fun, it's about enjoying the culture, the real authentic vibe that you get from coming to San Antonio, but it's also about doing it responsibly. As you've heard from Gina, as you've heard from the president of the commission, we want to do it right. We want to assign someone to be able to drive. We want to make sure that if we do ourselves maybe have too much to drink, there are options for us to use. Ride share, via, call a friend. The last thing we want to do is get behind the wheel and cause an accident and affect someone's life in a negative way for years and years and years to come. The business community is completely and utterly lockstep with all of us here saying, let's have fun, but let's do it right. Let's do it together. Let's be safe, and Viva Fiesta. Thank you all.
Our next speaker is Lieutenant Michelle Ramos. She is with the City of San Antonio Police Department.
Good morning, and thank you everyone for being here. I just want to reiterate everything that everybody's saying. The City of San Antonio hasn't seen a DWI fatality during Fiesta in the past 10 years. I think that speaks volumes to our city's commitment, to the people, the community's commitment to, you can enjoy Fiesta responsibly, make a plan ahead. There's so many options out there. I want you to know there were 208 crash fatalities in 2021. 76 of those were DWI related. So I'm going to ask a question, make it a little interactive. My SAPD friends out there cannot answer this question. So how many, last year, how many DWI arrests do you think there were during Fiesta? And whoever answers closest without going over, I have a cheap medal for you. 300? 212?
175.
Anybody else? 50?
270.
169, no, sorry. I think you said 125?
I said 125.
120. I know. She went over. You were very close, but it was 125. So here you go. So we had 169 people arrested last year during Fiesta. In 2019, we had 204 people that were arrested for DWI. There's so many options out there. We have rideshare, we have via, yellow cab, and once again, remember pass, person appointed to stay sober. We need to be responsible, enjoy Fiesta responsibly. Viva Fiesta.
Viva.
Our next speaker is with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Javier Salazar.
Well, nothing like Fiesta to bring everybody together, elements from public safety, the business community, and of course our Fiesta folks that do such a great job of not just putting the event together, but making sure everybody remembers the reason behind it, but also the need to celebrate responsibly. It's been such a long time that since we've all been able to gather and really celebrate it the way it needs to be, you know, in times pre-COVID, but I'm hoping that this year is going to be bigger and better than ever. Of course, with this team behind it, I don't see how we can fail. With that being said, as we keep reiterating, plan while you can. You know, standing around in a circle at an event while everybody's got a drink in their hand is not the time to be planning who's going to be driving home. Coming out of the event, with a stack of plastic cups is not the time to be planning who's going to be driving home. That plan needs to be made before you even leave the house, before you even start getting dressed, before you start putting on your beads and medals and Fiesta regalia. That's the time you need to be doing it. Certainly not the time when you're handcuffed in the back of a patrol car, or even worse, standing at the bedside of a loved one who's been injured, or even worse, as a result of a drunk driving crash. While we certainly have vacancies at the Bexar County Jail, we would just as soon people get the point before we get there. And so please, if you take nothing that I've got to say today, make sure that you at least listen to somebody that's up here talking, because we've all seen it. We've seen the aftermath of what can happen when somebody fails to plan in so many ways that we can't even count. We could sit here and talk about it all day, the arrest cases and the grisly crashes that we've seen as a result. But we just as soon not bring down the mood and not ruin the spirit of today. We just want everybody to get the point ahead of time. Plan ahead, plan while you can, and a point that pass. Viva Fiesta! Viva.
Look how the same message just keeps going. So next we have our next speaker is Captain Stephen Thayes with the Department of Public Safety.
Good morning, everybody. Fiesta has been a staple in our community. It's been a time for citizens and visitors to enjoy music, food, and other entertainment with family and friends. 2022 is a special year. We have all had to endure a lot over the past 2 years. This year will be known as the return of Fiesta. We want everyone to celebrate with the ones that we love. We want everybody to enjoy this time. We want you to be responsible. And we've talked about responsibility, but part of that responsibility is not only to make sure that we're conducting ourselves accordingly, but also our friends and loved ones. Fiesta has always been a special time in this community, and our folks that have gone before me have talked about planning ahead, be responsible, and get home safely. I want to reiterate those three things, and hopefully everybody will have a good time. And lastly, and most importantly, Viva Fiesta. Viva.
Our next speaker is the Vice President of Safety, Security, and Training for Via Metropolitan Transit. Please welcome Mr. Tremmel Brown.
Good morning. Pleasure to be before you this morning. What I'd like to start off saying is we do have a lot of great women and men who'd love to be your personal point to stay sober. We have many bus operators who will be providing Fiesta service, and we're here to help. We need to make sure that we galvanize a message of Fiesta safely and responsibly. And what that means is not only getting there safely, but celebrating safely, but most importantly, getting home safely. And that's something that we'd like to help with. We can provide those safe connections. We're providing service at many of the major events, at many of the park and rides that you've come to know and utilize in the past. It's very important for us to galvanize our message along with our partners and our peers in public safety to remind you that this can be done safely, it can be done responsibly, but we do need some accountability. So should you happen to see that friend or family member who may not have planned ahead, just point them in the direction of the nearest park and ride, and we'd be glad to help them get home safely. With that said, Viva Fiesta. Viva.
And our last speaker is the Program Manager for MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Please welcome Ms. Jackie Ipna.
Good morning, everyone. It's heartbreaking to learn that in addition to the tragedy, a disruption caused by the pandemic, families and communities are being irreparably traumatized by the 100% preventable violent crime of drunk driving. Every crash has a devastating impact on victims and their family, friends, classmates, and coworkers. Drunk driving crashes are not accidents. Accidents are unavoidable. Crashes are 100% preventable, 100% avoidable. You are choosing to get behind the wheel. Drunk driving is still the #1 cause of death on our roadways. Every 2 minutes, someone is injured in a drunk driving crash. 2 out of 3 people will be impacted by a drunk driving crash in their lifetime. Every 48 minutes, someone is killed. 11,000 lives are lost every year. Impairment is not determined by the type of drink, but rather by the amount of alcohol that you drink over time. The average person metabolizes alcohol at the rate about 1 drink per hour, and only time will sober you up. Fiesta is a San Antonio tradition, and it's finally back in full effect. We encourage our residents and visitors to enjoy all Fiesta activities. In 2021, we had over 5,000 DWI arrests. Remember, law enforcement agencies in Bexar County will be ramping up efforts to keep highways and streets safe from drunk driving. Don't drink and drive. Never get in a vehicle with a drinking driver. Make sure that you always plan ahead, not just during Fiesta. The same way you are planning your perfect outfit, you need to plan how you're getting home. Plan ahead, ride share, taxi, public transportation, or a sober driver. Not the person that has had the least amount to drink, but the person that has not had anything to drink. If you or someone you love has been impacted by a drunk driver, you can contact 877-MAD-HELP or mad.org. Chances are, if it's not you, it's going to be someone you love. If not today, then tomorrow. Viva Fiesta. Viva.
So this concludes our press event. However, please remember to plan ahead, use your pass, and arrive to your destination safely. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
There you go.
You and Jesse, who else?
So Salome just promoted to captain. So he is the assistant chief of staff. That was about 2 weeks ago. So it's myself, Matt Murray.
They'll see me. Darcy off to the right.
A little bit more to the left.
This way. This way. I don't see.
Mr. Salazar, like in the center, along with the DPS gentleman.
We're in Michelle's house then.
Only 'cause we want the
So you want me to turn this way?
Okay. You know, former PR person.
Everybody's going this way?
Maybe like us.
More?
Yes, the 3 people at the end face this way.
Face this way.
And then the 2 in the
That's
center.
why we're not charging.
How's this?
Everybody say Fiesta.
Fiesta!
Keep smiling. Don't close your eyes. Everybody done? Everybody? Paparazzi? Yes. Yes. Yay, good job.
All right, thank you. All right.
I'm gonna look into that. Here's your awesome camera.
For the chief, can we give that to you? Would you give that to him?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I don't want to carry it around for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
If you spoke, I have a badge for you. Did you want to speak to anybody?
Yeah,
Probably more law enforcement because they're going to be out there. So
can do, sheriff?
okay.
Sheriff.